Hey everybody, good morning. Whew, I am so pumped for this. I see, oh my gosh, so many people already popping in here. Good morning to Killer X, Shark Gaming, Firewolf, Abdullah, Fidgety Acolyte, Assassin, 32, Mount Diamond, Artie, Capri, oh my gosh, play PSVR, talk to Hippo, I cannot keep up with everybody, Orphan Slayer, welcome and good morning. I'm so pumped. Today is finally the day. I hope that we're going to learn what the heck is happening next in the world of VR. So basically the way this is going to work for those of you just joining, welcome Mysterian, thank you. We already got 25 people in here, 4 likes, thank you everybody. The way this is going to work, we'll chat up until it's about to start, and then I'll take the camera down, the chat down. We'll just watch the event, but I will be chatting in the live chat with you via my amazingly not that fast typing skills. Thank you, Hippo. Let's go. What's up, builders? Good to see you here, Sizer, Malcolm. Man, we got tons of people popping in here. Yeah, I'm pumped. So we got about 17 minutes, it looks like, till this thing's going to start. So yeah, I'll go. Oh, please no Zuck for 1.5 hours. Metaverse. I'm hoping no more than 30 minutes of Metaverse talk, and then give us the headset, give us some games, give us some future stuff here, because man, I barely slept last night getting ready for this, just thinking about it. And so I'm tired. I need that tiredness to be paid off with some good news here. So yeah, I'm with all of you out there. Finally, an early stream. You think I think so. Fcom1. Hey, Cast Iron Cap. That's gonna work. Oh no. You'll definitely see tons in your newsfeed, I'm sure, about what got announced and what's happening. I think if the Pico 4 was coming to the US, I would get one just to have it on the side and also compare it and stuff. But for now, it's only in Europe and Asia. Killer X hope it's going to be cheap. I think they've already confirmed that is a no-go. The headset that we're hoping is going to get announced today is the Project Cambria, aka the Quest Pro. We don't know for sure if that's the actual name, but it looked like it in that one leak on the box. It said Quest Pro. Yo, what's up, Luxonic? Good to see you here. Man, we got 13 likes. We got over 20 people hanging out already waiting for this. I can't wait for it to start. Yeah, Killer X, you could get yourself one. Your stuff is so cool. Thank you so much. I feel like I feel like I always say this, but I feel like I've pretty much finalized it. Like, I got every little thing done that I wanted to do, at least as far as what's on camera. I still need to replace the ceiling padding with some better, not so old looking padding. Now it's getting gross. Hopefully some sort of upgradability, new headsets like CPU. Oh, I doubt we'll see that anytime soon. Orphan Slayer's like an upgradable headset, but that would be nice if they left some slots in there, made it a little easier to do that. What's up, Dark 004 Fly? So tomorrow you're going to post a review from this head strap with the battery. I'm hoping to, Sizer. I got to go over this afternoon, film up some final stuff. I've got that head strap. I've got another head strap that's kind of a big deal. And then I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks kind of finish up Quest 2 accessories for a while, because I've done so much. I'm good, Dark. I barely slept, but I'm excited for this event. Like all of you, I'm hoping that we get, some good news. Obviously, they said this thing is supposed to cost more than $800, so it can't be amazing news. Can't be super cheap, but it should be at least. I'm hoping they're going to... I don't think they're going to do this, but I would really like them to talk about the Quest 3. Because we saw the leaks already. It's going to stop a lot of people from buying the Quest Pro, especially because they're saying the Pro is for business. The Pro isn't for gaming. It's meant for business. So, cat ears. I'm hoping that they'll give us a bit more news about that, because I think all of us who want to game with the headset more than anything else would like to know that. I just bought a PC. I hear ya. I just built this one not long ago. It was a lot to make such a cool and powerful PC all at the same. Hey, good morning, Temmie. It's good to see you here. We got about 15 minutes now, but yeah, Frosted Swagger's in here in the house. 30 people here and 15 likes. Thank you, everybody. We're just getting started here. It's gonna go jump in. The pyramid looks like. Thank you. I had to do a lot of work after the fact. Like, I kept thinking, with the way it's glass and it has all these angles, I kept being like, oh, I think I want to add a little something here and a little touch here. But now I think it's about done. It's got plenty of RGB. It's got plenty in there. It all fits, but it's also not that big. It's only like 14 inches wide, something like that. So yeah, it fits on the corner of the desk nicely, which I like about it. I've listened to Joe Rogan. I did, yeah. This has been such a weird event overall, like this whole Cambria launch and everything. I feel like there's just been so many leaks and so much talk about it that on one hand, I feel like I practically know everything they're going to say today, but on the other hand, I just want the confirmation, which I know that's something to do with viral marketing, and people want that sometimes to kind of help tease these things and get more people interested. But I liked it when it used to be like we had no idea what we were going into, and they just blew us away with some big announcement instead of all these leaks that kind of led to it. Yep, Sizer knows RGB makes gaming, it makes it run better. Finally getting the official release. Well, yes, we don't absolutely 100% know, but we're sure that's what's going to happen. I mean, they've said today there's going to be a VR headset announcement. I just feel like a lot of hey, Mr. Tass. Well, thanks for being here in this one. 14 inches, nice. Yeah, I feel like we know it's coming, but the steam was taken out of their sales with the Quest 3 leak. And I don't know how many of you looked closely at that Quest 3 leak, but it has the same crappy stock head strap in those renders as the original Quest 2, with even the stupid little tabbies that you move to tighten it and stuff. I'm like, come on, everybody. What's up, Malcolm? Decent VR is used Star Citizen Elite Dangerous. Can the Quest 2 handle the demands? Malcolm, it depends on how much you're willing to spend. I mean, if you're talking like Star Citizen Elite Dangerous, most people go for a Valve Index, or if your computer's really good, an HP Reverb G2. The Reverb G2 doesn't have the best tracking in the world, but if you're using it for like flight sims, it doesn't really matter because you're really just using the headset. You're always using the controls. You have like a HOTAS to use with that. So for those, a lot of people go for the HP Reverb G2 because it has like the highest fidelity of any headset right now. And it's also actually on sale for like $350 when it's usually $600. Yeah, I just saw that last night. It's on sale. Made it in school. Weirdo. What's up, C-Bro? What's up, T-posing shy guy? Jet Screamer. Hey, everybody. We got practically 40 people here and over 20 likes already. I think people are excited for this. Caster, yeah, Bobo VR, that's good news for them. They're like, we can just keep making straps forever if they just keep making these. What's up, Y-Rider? We got about 12 minutes till this thing starts. So for those of you who have joined since the beginning, basically what's going to happen is when this thing goes live, I'm going to disappear. And we're just going to watch the event live, full screen. I won't be talking at all during it, but I will be typing in the chat to all of you who want to talk about it and see what's happening live, react to what's going on. But we will be just focusing on the event as it happens. I really hope. Oh, you have the same speakers, the DJs? I like these too. Obviously, with the white desk, I wanted white speakers, but I also wanted good ones. And when I got these, I was really pleased with them. So yeah, the event will be focused. Well, we'll be focused all on the event, watching it. I'm really hoping that we're not going to have 45 minutes of random metaverse talk. I'm hoping, they cut through that and give us what we want. Details about new headsets, maybe some new game info. This isn't a gaming showcase. This is MetaConnect, so I'm not expecting a lot of gaming trailers or anything like that. But an update on GTA San Andreas VR would be really nice. It was last year's Connect when they said that was coming, right? Last year's Connect, and we haven't seen a thing since. If Camry comes out, will you buy it or wait for Quest 3? I will tell you once I've reviewed one whether or not I would have bought it and whether or not I would have waited. I'm guessing for most of our audience, most of our crowd, this is not going to be for them. If they're talking this thing's supposed to be over $800, it's mostly supposed to be about the business side and not gaming. I don't think most of our people are really going to want that. Yeah, see, bro, they're saying some headsets supposed to be announced today. I can't imagine it's anything but the Quest Pro. Although that might have been a code name too on the box. Who knows? This thing might have a totally different name. Maybe it's going to be the I don't know. What would go with Meta well? The Meta, I don't know. Meta Academia headset. Something like that. Who knows? Who knows? Play PSVR with this plug into PS5. I'm going to go with a definite hard no on that one, buddy. Good to see you, though. Quest Pro will be $1,200. They'll sell the controller separately for $300, and they'll work with the Quest 2. Quest 3 will get hints, but no confirmation. Ooh, those are some rough predictions. They said significantly above $800. I'm hoping significantly to them means $899. Because if it's over $1,000, so few. It's really going to only be businesses that get. So few people are going to get it. The Meta Portal. They like said they were going to discontinue the Meta Portal, and then they started selling them even harder. I don't get it. Yeah, Capri, I would be surprised if we get any information at all about the Quest 3. I don't know that they wanted that to leak. When is the Meta thing? Alexander, we have 9 minutes. You can see the timer up here on the screen. We got 9 minutes till the actual event starts. We're just going to chat to them, but once it starts, I'm going to disappear. I'll be here in the chat talking with all of you by typing in the chat. Now, YouTube says now would be a good time to insert ads. I'm not going to insert ads in a live stream. Is that a thing now? Ugh, that's awful. Meta is goal in Spanish. Saw Meta Horizons ad today. Oh, it'll probably be more stuff about Horizons, more stuff about the metaverse that they're building, and then they'll probably hit us at the very end with a new headset announcement, its specs, its price, its release, its launch, when it'll get shipped. And I'm really hoping for a little bit of updates on maybe Grand Theft Auto San Andreas VR, maybe a new game announcement or something. But this headset really is supposed to be focused on business, so it's this whole event probably isn't going to have much to do with gaming. I kind of have a bad feeling, but we'll see what happens. We have like 50 people here. We got 8 minutes to go till this goes live. The whole event starts. I'm pretty excited. Pico 4 Pro has the same specs. It costs around 600. Yeah, Pico's trying to compete. They're one of the few ones that's doing it. ByteDance, owner of TikTok, said they were going to heavily subsidize it, and that's what has to happen in VR right now because the headsets are too expensive for people to want to get them, but they can't sell them for a profit at how expensive they are. That's what HTC is trying to do, and it's not going well. Imagine the poor guy who bought a $4090 and a $1200 headset right now. Yeah, no. This was the perfect time to build a PC at least because the shortages kind of stopped and prices all dropped. So I was able to build, pretty close to the dream PC that I wanted for way cheaper than it would have been a year ago. So I'm just going to stick with the Quest 2. No need upgrade time soon. I feel like it's going to be a year on this Quest 3. So I think I think the Quest 2 is still going to continue selling. And it actually, even though they upped the price, it might look like an even more attractive headset if they announce this Cambria at $900 or $1,200 today. Valve has been working on new headsets as far as we know, Abdullah. There's been some leaks of the Valve Deckard. So who knows if that's going to come to fruition. It could be another Half-Life 3, but I really hope so. Nibbles, we got 7 minutes till the live event actually starts here. So we're hanging out just chatting until then. We got like 50 people here and 30 likes. Thank you, everybody. Teddy Lee, what's up? Yep, we only got a matter of minutes here. I'm going to go over and take a quick look, see what the other countdowns look like while we're waiting. Other people are playing trailers from stuff. I'm sitting here with just the screen up waiting for this to happen. Yeah, I am looking forward to this. Yeah, I feel like we've been looking forward to this for a long time. I just hope by the end of this, we're not all kind of just disappointed and quiet. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like last year's it was like metaverse, metaverse, metaverse. And I was just like, really? Like, let's see something exciting happen. We got 6 minutes here. The 4090 is 1600. That is so much for a graphics card. Luxotic, I think it's going to be hard for me to get in the VR into the hands of business everyday people. Gaming is easier. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know they want this to be like a productivity tool and people use it to make mixed reality work and all that stuff, but I don't know. The problem is, like, I feel like a lot of businesses just don't see the value yet. Until you can show them a headset that really helps them with their work, it's going to be a slow road. Although a lot more businesses are adopting it. People keep saying, they get headsets, they're using them for training. So it's slowly rolling out, but think about the internet, computers, and all that. It wasn't an overnight process. It changed the world of business completely, but it took years. We're still in the infancy here with VR. Seville, it has not started yet. You can see the timer for we got 5 minutes till it starts. Imagine them adding cross-buy for more games like Beat Saber and stuff. I'm guessing because this runs on the same processor, it should run all the games. My only concern with things like Beat Saber is like these new controllers look like they are all inside-out tracked, just like the headset, which seems like great tracking for the headset, but you also don't move the headset around as lightning fast as you do your hands when you're playing Beat Saber. So I wonder if they're going to keep up as well as even the Quest 2 controllers do. Warren Carroll just bought a Bobo VR M2 Pro and some of the Kiwi design grips yesterday. Hey, I'm so glad I can recommend you good stuff, Sometimes it seems like it's just never going to be the accessory we need, and that's kind of in the audio world with the Quest 2, so I'm just waiting. Nat says maybe there will be a different sauce featured this time. I'm wondering, maybe there'll be a Sweet Baby Ray's, but a different flavor in every shot or something. They really should use opportunities like this to make more fun of stuff like that, because like people would enjoy that about it. It would make it, instead of this just really business corporate talk, then there'd be these fun little details. And I kind of wonder if the barbecue sauce was originally meant to be that, or if maybe they just got such a different reaction they expected. Besides, I think the only business headsets the businesses are going to buy is the Apple one if it comes out. I think the Apple one, I mean, a lot of businesses already trust Apple iPhones and stuff. Although it's funny because I feel like iPhones are so prevalent in the business world as like the business phone. Yet I've never seen a company use like MacBooks as their primary computer. Like they always have Chromebooks or some crappy old HP laptops. It's like, why is it only the iPhones? Maybe it's because they can just afford them more. Maybe they make them a better deal with them. Good looking shelf. You got a nice spot for the giant lights. I did find a spot for it, Mr. Tass, although I still need to go and make a few little edits to it myself. I need to pull it back down and try to recolor the eyes a little bit because they're a lot lighter than my eyes are. Seville, you say it's going to cost $1,200 proper heads. No, so that's not the Quest Pro, Seville. And we don't know the price. One person in chat said they think it's going to be $1,200. All we know is Meta said it was going to be significantly more than $800, which $1,200 would be significantly more. I'm hoping $900 is significantly more. But the Quest Pro looks like it has a good head strap. It has maybe the battery and stuff built into it. The Quest 3, which will be the next headset that they're trying to make the lowest price possible to reach the most people, looks like it has the same head strap as the stock Quest 2, which is not good. Mr. Shea, don't go away when the stream starts. Stay calm on Leave It Live. I'll be doing that through the typing chat. I feel like sometimes that's a little much. It's a little much if I'm trying to talk and listen and I just don't want to be like talking over them. So I will have my face cam go off and I will talk directly in the chat here with all of you through typing. VR workout. Maybe they make the controllers optional. Maybe. I do think if they're really going for a lot more mixed reality, if they're trying to do something like the HoloLens, I think the controllers will be there for those precision moments, but hand tracking will probably be relied upon somewhat heavily. Like the HoloLens doesn't even use controllers. It's all your hands. And I tried a 1. I never tried the newer 2. The 1 was a little underwhelming if you were used to the world of VR. Let me say that. Play PSVR, I'll use my camera to play experience your birth experience. Well, that might not be that immersive because if it doesn't have anything that, no facial interface to cover the light gap, you're going to see everything in the real world. I'm hoping that it comes with one. It's just not on there by default. But if it doesn't come with one, I'm sure companies will jump on that. Sweet Baby Ray's in Horizon Worlds. Maybe they'll do the whole thing from in Horizon Worlds, actually. Yeah, Raventail, I hear you. CarMax talks later in the day are always really illuminating. I think that all we're going to see today is the Quest Pro. I can't imagine the Quest 3, they wanted that to leak. Maybe they did to give some people some hope. So after this is over, they don't just give up on Meta when they say this thing's going to cost $1,000. I don't know. God, thank you for, hey, Joe, I'm so glad you got the Bobo VR. It's a really comfy one. When this gets down to a minute here, I am going to disappear while we wait for this thing to start and get it ready. Because I want to make sure I've got the right Meta page up and everything to get it going so you'll get to hear it right from the beginning. Can't wait to Quest Pro on a stress test. I gotta be honest with you, Tammy, it looks kind of fragile. I'm a little worried about the headset in general. Like the front cover looks like the whole thing would crack if you dropped it. What's up, Killa? What's good? Quick separate. Hey there. Jeez, we got over 70 people here and 36 likes. We're all ready. All right, we're down to under a minute, so I'm gonna disappear for a bit. The screen's gonna be up here. We're gonna get ready for this thing to start, but I will be talking to you through the chat during the whole thing. So let's hop over and see if this gets started.
I'm excited about what comes next. It's a future that is beyond any one company that will be made by all of us.
I believe.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Connect. Last year, we shared our vision for the metaverse, a future where you can be present together with the people you care about, where you can teleport into any experience from anywhere, where your devices just get out of the way and you can focus on the people you're with and the experiences you're having. I think that this is some of the most amazing technology of our generation. It's going to open up opportunities to build incredible things. We believe in this vision so deeply that we renamed our whole company after it. And we're in a moment now when a lot of the technologies that will power the metaverse are starting to take off. There are more people in VR than ever before, more creators building worlds, more developers building apps, more brands getting into virtual goods, and more companies getting into the metaverse. This is great to see. It's a sign that the future isn't so far away. I know a lot of you are excited about this future. You're already living it. Building new worlds, hanging out in VR, exploring what's possible. And we've been with you since the start. Look at what we've announced at Connect over the years. The first modern VR device. The first standalone headset, no wires, no external sensors. The first developers to make millions of dollars in revenue. The first hands in virtual reality. And today, we're going to take another big step forward. So this one is for you, the believers. The people who always thought that this was where technology should go, but who know that the future doesn't just happen. You have to build it with your bare hands. The people who'd rather be early than fashionably late. Well, we've got something to share with you today, and I think you're going to be really excited. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the progress that we're seeing across the ecosystem. To do that, here's Boz, Meta's CTO and the head of Reality Labs. Hey, Boz.
Pretend you didn't see that.
Yeah, we'll get to that a little later. But first, let's talk about some of the progress that we're seeing across the ecosystem. You know, Quest 2 is the first virtual reality device to go mainstream, and it's opened up a lot of opportunities for people to build.
Yeah, the ecosystem is growing nicely. About 1 in 3 apps in the Quest store are making revenues in the millions. 33 titles have made more than 10 million in gross revenue, and that's up from 22 just this February. And the number of apps making over $5 million has doubled since last year. This is what it looks like when a whole new platform takes off.
Yeah, and it shows that there's real demand for high-quality VR experiences.
Yeah, those experiences are gonna keep getting better with all the new things that we're announcing today. I mean, developers have been pushing the boundaries on Quest 2, using tools like hand tracking and presence platform.
Yeah, and the creativity that you're all bringing to this is pretty awesome. You know, as the platform grows, we're focused on making it even easier to develop for. And philosophically, we're focused on making the ecosystem more open.
Part of this means giving developers different options for reaching their audiences beyond the Quest store, so people can stream apps over link from PC or sideload them. Some of the best apps on Quest 2 today started in our App Lab, our open distribution channel. Great titles like Smash Drums, Ancient Dungeon, Puzzling Places, and more.
Yeah, and we expect that the opportunities here are just going to keep growing as more devices come on the market and more people get into VR. And we're going to keep pushing to make the next computing platform more open. Now, in terms of what people are actually building, beyond games, a lot of the most interesting work that we're seeing is around social experiences.
This has been a big change. I mean, at first glance, many people assume that virtual reality is a fundamentally single-player experience, something that you do on your own, kind of away from the rest of the world. But we've never looked at it that way. From the very beginning, a decade ago when we first started on this journey, we believed it would be a great social platform. That's why we got into it.
Yeah, I mean, back when we started working on this, we believed that over time, social experiences would become the main way that people would use VR. And that's coming true. Today, the top apps in the Quest Store are social metaverse apps. And this is pretty much the same thing that we've seen with every other computing platform. A lot of the most compelling use cases for new technology come when you build things that help people connect. And that's the whole reason why we're in this space.
Yeah, this has been the story of every computing platform we've seen so far. Whether that's email on desktop, instant messaging on laptops, or video calls on the phone. Every technology platform has brought great value to my life. But what I value most is the ways they keep me more connected with the people I care the most about.
And I think this will be especially true for VR and eventually AR because they deliver a deep feeling of presence, right? It's that sensation that you're actually with another person or in another place. And that's what's so powerful about this platform compared to everything else that's come before. Every other computing platform is built around apps. And now we have the chance to change that. For the first time, we can build technology centered around people and how we actually experience the world. That's because the metaverse is first person, right? You feel like you're in it, right? You should be able to teleport anywhere with the people you want to engage with and bring all your stuff with you. It should be less siloed than a traditional app model and fundamentally more about feeling present with other people.
We gotta have Vishal here to talk more about that.
All right, hey Vishal, why don't you guys take it from here?
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
See you, Mark.
See ya.
Hey, Vishal.
Hey, boss. Yeah, this social shift has been one of the biggest changes we've seen over the last couple of years. When Quest 2 first launched, the vast majority of time spent in VR was spent alone. Today, the majority of time spent is in multiplayer apps.
And the most popular apps on Quest are social. I mean, that's a huge deal. Apps like VR Chat have established these new places for people to spend time together in virtual reality, and they're thriving.
That's right. And people are doing all sorts of things together. They're playing games, they're hanging out, they're learning new hobbies, they're showing up as avatars who represent who they are and maybe who they want to be. And there's so many new things you can do once you get beyond the limitations of the physical space that we live in. This social shift is happening everywhere.
YouTube VR is a great example. It's one of the most popular apps on the Meta Quest 2, and the YouTube team is working to make the experience even more social. So in the future, when you're together with friends in Horizon Home, you'll be able to watch and share YouTube videos just like you might do together in the physical world. Watch videos together, share content from your favorite creators, or experience something completely new, like a underwater manta ray adventure off a private island in Southeast Asia. And when you look at where the internet is going, there's this big move towards creation and shared experiences. And we're seeing the same impulse to build and explore together in VR.
Absolutely. Some of the best experiences in Horizon Worlds right now are hanging out with your friends in Nope's Haywood Ranch or recording a podcast on Rooftop 42. There are worlds to celebrate the Lunar New Year, to make music together, worlds to roast marshmallows in, or just to get a party started. We're seeing all sorts of people build worlds like these, from first-time creators to world-class entertainers. And today, we're announcing a multi-year collaboration to bring NBC Universal's iconic content to life through experiences in the metaverse. Starting next year, Meta and NBCU will co-create experiences around The Office, Universal Monsters, DreamWorks, Blumhouse, Halloween Horror Nights, and so much more. Fans will be able to engage in these experiences in Horizon Worlds, at Universal Studios theme parks, and customize their avatars. Last but not least, the Peacock app is coming to Quest.
There are so many worlds out there to see, more than we could ever show at an event like this. But what's more important is what's in those worlds, and the feeling you get when you're with other people. That's why we're so excited about building out Horizon Worlds as a next-generation social platform, where the connection happens in real time.
It always comes back to wanting to feel connected. And if we really want the metaverse to feel social, we need to open these worlds and experiences to everyone. They can't be limited to VR.
Yeah, the metaverse should be accessible across all kinds of screens and devices. And you should be able to jump in and join your friends from anywhere.
That's why we're developing Horizon Worlds on the web so that you can access it from a computer or any mobile device. If you're watching a comedy show, for example, you can send the link to your friends and they can join without a headset, no matter where they are. It's just more fun when the gang's all together. Making these virtual worlds accessible through any device takes their ability to connect people to another level.
This is going to be the first way a lot of people around the world experience a virtual world.
For sure. And while the web doesn't give the full VR experience, it opens it to an entirely new population of developers, creators, and people.
Absolutely. We want everyone to be able to have the most immersive experience, but it's going to be a while before there are enough headsets out there. So this will be a huge step for helping people experience it for themselves.
Especially when we think about creators. For people and businesses building virtual worlds, this means your potential audience will become so much bigger. Right now, there's a growing metaverse economy that only VR users can access. That's about to change.
And when you see something amazing in a virtual world, you'll also be able to capture and share it, just like you would if you were in the physical world.
Yeah, this is actually a place where Meta's apps are going to play a huge role. We have these deep ecosystems for creators to connect with audiences and share their work. And virtual worlds will become just another place where great content can be made. We're now testing a way for you to take a video in Horizon Worlds and easily share it straight to Instagram as a reel. This will be one of the very early connections between Meta's apps and Horizon Worlds, and there'll be a lot more to come. We're also connecting some of the best creators on Instagram with some great builders in Horizon Worlds to see what kinds of things they can make together. So keep your eyes on the feed for that.
So the ways people can experience these virtual spaces are evolving fast, but the tools you need to actually build them also matter. And so we've got some great news for creators here too.
This is another big expansion in what's possible. It used to be that you had to build everything in headset. And now we're seeing some incredible worlds being built by everyday users outside of VR in Creta, a game and world building platform available on Facebook.
We're expanding the creative toolkit beyond VR too. You'll be able to use TypeScript, a powerful scripting language, to make more dynamic and interactive worlds. And we're making it so you'll be able to import tri-mesh items into Horizon Worlds and build parts of your world using 3D content creation tools like Maya, Blender, and Adobe Substance 3D.
These are high-quality tools that professionals use to build in 3D. And one of the main benefits of supporting them is the graphics quality they produce. Now, it will take a while to integrate all of these tools, but the result will be things looking a whole lot better.
This is one of the most important pieces. We started with simple graphics, and we're doing a ton of work to meaningfully improve how Horizon will look and feel over the next year. The metaverse needs to feel inspiring.
There's some really awesome stuff coming here. We're working with Epic Games to bring Creative Commons licensed content from the Sketchfab library to Horizon Worlds. Our ultimate goal is for the metaverse to feel just like any other social experience, big or small. So the virtual spaces you build and share don't always need to be huge worlds that are open to everyone. And one thing we're thinking about a lot is your home in the metaverse.
Right. There are public spaces for everyone, but it's just as important to think about the personal spaces that are yours. Your home in the metaverse should be accessible no matter what device you're using. And it should be a social space where you can invite your friends no matter what devices they're using. And you should feel the same level of comfort and ownership as you do in your home in the physical world.
That's right, and this means that nobody should enter without your permission. You're in control of who stays and leaves, and what's said in these spaces is personal. But you can also share them if you want. Here's what this personal space looks like right now. So ideally, it's like the physical world. Your personal space is where you should feel most like you.
This is all great stuff. Thanks, Vishal. And I can't wait to see what's next. The social platform of VR is still taking shape. At the other end of the spectrum, you have probably the most established part of the ecosystem, gaming. So let's talk more about all the incredible things happening in that space. Here's Melissa Brown, our head of developer relations. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Boz. And hi to everyone joining us for Connect. This part of the VR ecosystem is truly thriving. It feels like every week developers ship another amazing game for Quest 2. Titles like Little Cities, Golf Plus, or Red Matter 2, which look beautiful and are so much fun to play.
If you want an example of just how fast this platform is growing, take a look at The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners from Skydance Interactive. It's now surpassed $50 million in revenue on Quest alone, nearly double its revenue from all other platforms.
Or look at Zenith: The Last City from Ramen VR. It took only 24 hours for it to make its first million in revenue on the Quest store. And Resident Evil 4 from Capcom and Armature Studios made $2 million its first day. Blade and Sorcery Nomad from Warp Frog made its first million in just 2 days. A number of other devs have also done so in as little as 3 days.
This kind of velocity is why I'm so optimistic about the future for VR developers. To date, $1.5 billion has been spent on games and apps in the Quest store. And it's hard to believe when you see what's already dropped this year, but there's so many more still to come. And today we're going to share a few of them with you. What are you most excited about, Melissa?
How about we start with a trailer from the latest team to join Oculus Studios.
Your past has caught up with you.
Why'd you stop selling weapons, Tony?
You can't change the past.
I want to change the world.
All systems back online.
Look alive out there, Stark!
The world needs you, Tony. The world needs Iron Man.
Marvel's Iron Man VR has been one of those dream projects for us. We've been fans since it launched, and we could not be more excited for the talented teams at Camouflage and Endeavor One to bring the game to MetaQuest 2 this November, along with our partners at Sony Interactive Entertainment and Marvel Entertainment. Next is the multiplayer phenomenon, Population 1, which is evolving in a big way this December, with the debut of Population 1 Sandbox, a robust, user-generated map creator. You can take the action anywhere, limited only by your imagination. A moon base, a Viking village, or a fight with swords in zero-G. If you're not a creator, no worries. You can discover and play through new or featured community maps with your friends. The team at Big Box VR is excited to bring endless replayability to Population 1.
That looks awesome. But I'm pumped for the next title, though.
Yes, calling all crewmates. You know you've been waiting for an Among Us VR release date ever since it was announced at the Game Awards. Well, wait no longer. Innersloth, Robot Teddy, and Shell Games will release Among Us VR for ages 13 plus on MetaQuest 2 on November 10th. And pre-orders open today. Soon you'll be betraying friends from a first-person perspective. This next title is also fun, but in a more terrifying way. It's time to check the itinerary for our upcoming trip to New Orleans.
Now, we promised folks the next installment in the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners series would be out later this year.
Let's take a look at Skydance Interactive's Chapter 2, Retribution.
Well, look at you, tourist. The living getting more desperate. Guess you ain't the only one who thrives on creating havoc. Gonna take nothing short of a miracle to survive what's coming. Wherever the tourist goes, death ain't far behind.
It's 2 years in the making, and new faces, places, weapons, gear, and loot await you as you head towards a final showdown that will decide the fate of New Orleans.
All right, and we have one more to show, right?
Right. Our friends at Skydance have also been working on something new. Here is your first sneak peek.
This is only possible because of the developers on this journey with us. It's a testament to the things that you've built and the people you've delighted and inspired with your work. You continue to push the boundaries of what's possible time and again, and you show us that there's a lot more ground to break. When we launched the original Quest in 2019, we could not have imagined that just a few years later, we'd have games like Red Matter 2 and Medal of Honor Above and Beyond running on a mobile chipset. But you've made it happen. The pass-through modes and apps showed us the early promise of mixed reality. And we're so excited to see how you will revolutionize this space the way that you did with VR.
Totally. And the best experiences also incorporate some kind of unique movement, which brings a really different dimension compared to our other gaming platforms.
That's been the key to fitness apps, which have turned out to be some of the best experiences you can have in virtual reality. Developers have hit on the winning combination of a physical workout and the virtual immersion of a headset to make something completely new, and people love it.
Come on, lift that leg.
Users globally return to Quest 2 for fitness every month, and VR fitness apps can be just as intense as a regular workout. They're great for when you can't get outside or want to get in a quick session in between activities. Some of the stories coming out of the fitness community are just awesome. One of my favorites is Linda, a grandmother of 7.
When my son came home with a Quest, I fell in love with it the moment I put the headset on. When I first opened the app for Supernatural, the scenery is just so beautiful. You're just moving to the music. I was having fun. I was hooked.
Woo! Dodging those lasers and feeling good.
Moving with a purpose gave me purpose to move.
Deliberate fitness apps enjoy remarkable retention. I think it's because they're fun, and you have the support of real communities out there, cheering each other on.
There are a lot of VR titles that bring the burn, such as Les Mills Body Combat, FitXR, and Supernatural. And they're always getting better, bringing on new instructors, classes, and moves.
Speaking of which, at the end of this month, Supernatural is launching knee strikes to better activate your core and work your lower body.
That's right, people are going to be pumped for that one. Now, we've got one more fitness experience that's making the move from App Lab. Get your jump shot ready because Gym Class is coming to the Quest store later this fall.
Let's do this.
Let's go! I'm open!
Shoot!
Let's go. Let's run it back.
My jump shot is most definitely not ready, but I can't wait to try. In fact, I think I've tried pretty much every fitness app out there. And one thing you learn is that when you work out in VR, you're gonna work up a sweat.
So to help people stay active with confidence while keeping their headsets clean, later this month, we're releasing the Meta Quest 2 Active Pack, available online in the Meta store on October 25th. This is our fitness accessory bundle with a wipeable facial interface, wrist straps, and adjustable knuckle straps to provide the perfect combination of comfort and control.
People have also been building some really neat fitness accessories for Quest, like extension grips and custom handles. It's great to see this secondary market emerging. And this is just the beginning. As part of the Made for Meta program, formerly Oculus Ready, we're working with leading hardware makers to bring more accessories to Quest starting next year.
Yes, there's more we can do to unlock the power of the platform for fitness overall. This year, we shipped one of the features a lot of you were asking for: fitness tracking on the MetaQuest companion app and the health app on iOS.
We've seen how important these kinds of foundations are for developers, and we know fitness is a space with a ton of opportunity right now. So this fall, we're releasing the Fitness API Beta for select developers. It lets people share real-time fitness data and unlock things like custom stats or new levels based on the progress that they're making.
And in case you're the kind of person who needs some external motivation, next year we're also releasing a new way to share your fitness progress with selected friends so they can support you along the way.
That's sweet. Do you think real VR fishing counts as an upper body workout?
Yeah, good luck with that. But it's so exciting to watch fitness find its footing on Quest. When you can tie physical interaction and digital objects together, the possibilities are really endless. They extend way beyond fitness. This is only the first step.
It sure is. Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks, Boz.
As you've seen so far, you can have a lot of fun in VR. You can hang out with friends, do a workout, play a game. Sometimes you can do all three at once. But you can also get work done. And while games, social, and fitness are already here, work is really the next major category of experiences that we want to unlock to bring VR to the next level. And if we're talking about work, let's get my boss back in the picture. Hey, Mark.
Hey, the potential here is pretty huge. Like a lot of companies, we're planning for a future where work is more distributed. But as in-person work ramps up, we want everyone to have the ability to feel like they're present, even if they're not physically there. And there are definitely things that could improve the way that distributed teams actually work together.
I mean, no doubt. There are parts of being around other people that you just can't replace with video calls. It's true for hanging out with friends, too, and it's true for work.
Yeah, the feeling of presence that you get from VR, even today, can already be better than video chat. The clearest benefit is for communication itself, but it's also great for creative work that's best done in a shared space. Companies are already discovering that VR is uniquely good for this type of stuff.
It's amazing what's already being done. For example, companies are using VR to plan large-scale in-person events. At Logitech, they used ShapesXR, a collaborative creation app on Quest, to quickly explore different kinds of layouts and different designs together in real time.
Yeah, this is where VR just lets you do things that aren't even possible on a 2D screen.
It's a whole new kind of creative tool. Puma and New Balance have been designing shoes in VR using Gravity Sketch, one of my favorite 3D design apps on Quest 2. Novartis uses Nanome, a VR molecular design and collaboration app in their drug discovery workflow. And ITC, a part of the United Nations, are running trainings and workshops in Arthur, a virtual office space on Quest 2.
Yeah, you can really collaborate at a distance in a completely new way here. And there's a lot more that we can do to unlock this for teams across all kinds of industries. We build Horizon Workrooms as a first step towards a virtual office in the metaverse. It feels more like being there than any video call. You see more of people's body language, and the spatial audio gives you a sense of each person's place in the room. And you can have side conversations with the people sitting next to you or gesture without physically being there together. It's hard to fully wrap your head around this until you get to experience it.
We've been holding a bunch of our team meetings and workrooms over the last year, and it's amazing how much better it can be. There's just something magical about creating that feeling of being around people. Once you've experienced it, you know it's the future.
So we're continuing to improve the Workrooms experience, and starting early next year, you're going to be able to join Workrooms through Zoom too. We're also introducing breakout groups, so your team can shift from a big group presentation into smaller discussions in the same room. And with sticky notes for whiteboarding, you're going to be able to have group discussions and brainstorm in ways that you just can't do on video alone. We're also working on a new feature to import and review 3D models in a workroom, which is going to be really helpful for design and architecture and all kinds of other creative work.
We want this to be more than virtual meeting rooms. It's about the beginning of a virtual office in the metaverse. And that's why we're launching your personal office and workrooms today.
So this is where you can focus and get things done. One of the best things about VR is that you can create environments that go beyond what's possible in the physical world. And of course, that goes for productivity setups too. So you have instant access to your perfect workspace that's set up just how you want, no matter where you are.
So you might only have a 13-inch laptop in your physical space, but in your virtual office, you can line up 3 huge monitors. This is great at home or at work, and even better when you're traveling. Eventually, we think your Quest could be the only monitor that you'll actually need.
That'll be awesome. We're still early in the shift to working in the metaverse, but the way people can collaborate in workrooms shows that there's an opportunity for a VR headset designed from the ground up to be great for work, as well as playing games and hanging out. All right, Boz, I think it's time. What do you think?
Oh, it's definitely time. Take it from here, Mark.
All right. All right. So this is an important moment. Virtual reality isn't some obscure hobby anymore. Millions of people use it to play games, work out, collaborate, or just have fun. Everyone from the newest indie developers to the most established tech companies are getting into this space. But for virtual reality to really reach its full potential, we need to get to the point where the 200 million people who buy new PCs each year for work can do some or all of their work even better in the metaverse. At Meta, we're focused on building the fundamental technology that will help bring the metaverse to life, whether that's in virtual reality, augmented reality, or the social presence layer across both. What if you could collaborate with colleagues as if you were right there together, even if you were far apart? What if you have that perfect work setup and tools to design new things integrated right into the world around you? What if you could overlay your work and the people you're interacting with right on top of the physical world? This device would help you be more present, more productive, more you. So to deliver this, you'd need better quality graphics and tech that seamlessly works in both virtual and physical worlds, so you can interact with people around you, be fully immersed when you want, and flow between states effortlessly. You'd need something comfortable with much richer ways to communicate. Technology that lets you do things that aren't possible with a laptop and go far beyond what you can do on a phone. And you'd need to be able to really express yourself, react to things naturally, show up in a way that feels authentic to you. I think that this is one of the most exciting technical challenges of our generation. Building technology to deliver that feeling of really being present with people, really being in another place. So we've taken everything we've learned from Quest 2 and designed an all-new headset to do just that. This is Meta Quest Pro. Quest Pro is the first in our new line of advanced headsets, built to expand what's possible in VR. It takes what people love about Quest 2 and adds a bunch of new technologies to help you do more in the metaverse. It's made for collaboration and creativity. It delivers more expression and a deeper feeling of connection than any other technology. So whether you're looking to work in a new way, or if you just want the very best experience that's available today, Quest Pro sets the standard. So to get into the details, let's check in with Angela Chang, who leads our Quest product team. And since this is a big day, let's go somewhere a bit special. This is the new Quest Pro home environment. When you put on your headset for the first time, this is where you'll be. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Mark.
All right, you finally get to show everyone what was in that briefcase at last year's Connect.
Finally, I'm so thrilled we get to bring Quest Pro to everyone. We have completely reimagined the VR headset as a powerful device for productivity, creative work, and multitasking. Quest Pro is our sleekest form factor yet, with a super thin set of lenses at the front and our first ever curved cell battery at the back to give it a perfect balance.
Yeah, it feels great from the moment that you put it on.
Right. We wanted to ensure a seamless transition from the physical world to the virtual. So our new headset design with its open periphery lets you see the physical room you're in. You can quickly jot down a note, grab something on your desk, or just be aware of what's happening around you. But you can also use Quest Pro's magnetic light blockers for a more immersive experience whenever you like.
We've also redesigned the whole optical stack to make it better than anything we've shipped before. The new pancake lenses work by folding light over several times and let us make the display 40% thinner compared to Quest 2.
The new lenses aren't just thinner, they also put more pixels in the center, giving you sharper, clearer visuals, which makes reading text a whole lot easier.
Yeah, and the LCD displays have 37% more pixels per inch than Quest 2. And thanks to our new local dimming technology, 75% more contrast, with richer and more vibrant colors that just make VR even more engaging. This is also our first device to use the new Snapdragon XR2 Plus processor that we worked on with Qualcomm. It's optimized for VR, So Quest Pro runs at 50% more power with better thermal dissipation, which gets a significantly better performance. And this is the first new chip from our deep partnership with Qualcomm.
And don't forget, the touch controllers are also new.
Yeah, the controllers are now basically their own computers, which is a bit ridiculous. We've re-engineered them to track themselves and also work a bit more like extensions of your hands.
Yeah, the new sensors track their position in 3D space all on their own without using the headset, so you can get a full 360-degree range of motion. And they include our new True Touch haptics, which give a wider and more precise range of feedback effects.
So when you pick them up, they also feel a lot more balanced and natural in your hands without that LED ring.
You can even add a stylus tip on the controllers, turning them into tools for writing or sketching. You can try this on the whiteboard in workrooms, or you just flip them around and write directly against your own physical desk.
Yeah, it's a good example of how this device unlocks entirely new things, like much better collaborative and creative virtual meetings.
Speaking of meetings, we also thought a lot about how to help you keep the headset charged and ready to go the moment you get an incoming call or just want to get something done. So we're including an all-new charging dock that fits great on your workspace and keeps both the headset and controllers charged at the same time. Another key technology for enabling collaborative meetings virtually is mixed reality, where we have to account for both the physical and digital elements in the environment.
Yeah, being able to blend the world around you with the virtual world and bring all the creative and expressive power of digital to your physical surroundings, this is a big step forward. Mixed reality is going to power some of the most interesting experiences you can have with Quest Pro. It's the next major step for VR and an important milestone on the path to building the metaverse.
We began the journey to mixed reality when we released Presence Platform, our family of AI-powered tools that help developers build VR experiences that incorporate the physical world.
We built mixed reality into our SDKs for Quest 2 to make it easy for developers to start experimenting. But these experiences are so compelling that you really want a device that's designed from the ground up with them in mind.
Absolutely. Quest Pro uses high-resolution cameras that capture 4 times as many pixels as Quest 2, and an additional RGB camera to turn pass-through into full color, along with a depth system made to understand your environment and work with it.
Yeah, you can see the people around you, and with scene understanding and anchoring, objects in your room can become part of the virtual experience. This is going to unlock some really interesting new uses. And this is just the beginning for mixed reality. As more developers explore the capabilities in Presence Platform, you're going to see entirely new categories of things getting built.
Definitely. Another big part of Quest Pro is how much more expressive you can be. You can see here how people's avatars reflect their expressions and reactions. This makes your shared social experiences so much stronger. It's powered by our Movement SDK, our newest addition to Presence Platform.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm eating toast. I'm really hungry.
Movement SDK enables avatars to mimic expressions in real time using Quest Pro's inward-facing cameras.
And this is really important for that feeling of social presence. When we communicate, all our nonverbal expressions and gestures are often even more important than what we say. And the way we connect virtually needs to reflect that too. Just think about all the little things you pick up when you're with other people, like the moment that they begin to break into a smile, or when they raise their eyebrow as someone says something interesting. Your avatar should be able to express all of that and more.
Today, our avatars rely on spatial audio and immersive graphics to help create a sense of social presence. But facial expressions and body language will be total game changers for remote meetings and virtual performances in the metaverse. This is another reason why Quest Pro is a big step forward for communication, including for work. More people work in distributed teams now, and being able to share a space with your coworkers and feel like you're really together is something that's still missing. We spoke a bit before about how Workrooms on Quest 2 is already unique for virtual meetings. It's going to be even more powerful when people's avatars can show more of their facial expressions and body language.
Yeah, one of the challenges for distributed work is how to bring people together to interact in a shared space. If a few people are in a conference room and a few more are dialing in, the experience is just never really that great. So we're building a better way, using everything Quest Pro brings to the table. And we call it Magic Room. It lets you meet in mixed reality and share the same space. You can use a whiteboard, bring in 3D objects. Everyone is present and has the same tools, whether they're in full VR or in mixed reality. We think that this will help hybrid teams collaborate, and we're hoping to ship this next year. Now, these are just some of the things that are going to be possible with Quest Pro. This is a high-end device designed for work and for people who want the best experience that we can build today. We're really excited to get this into your hands, and it's available for pre-order starting today for $14.99, and it ships on October 25th. Now, we built Quest Pro to be the best device we could make for getting things done. And our hope is to use this product to introduce some of this new technology so that we can get it into our consumer devices over the coming years. But what you can see here is the start of a whole new way of working in the metaverse. This will go beyond VR because people work on all sorts of devices, and you should be able to collaborate and feel present with anyone no matter where they are or what device they're using.
We've updated workrooms so you can join a virtual office from whatever supported device you're on and still get some of that feeling of social presence in the shared space. It's also going to work with Meta's other main work products, Workplace and Portal, to create a unified digital office we think can make distributed work so much better.
And we're not the only ones who are optimistic about the future of work in the metaverse. Over the last year, we've been working with dozens of partners to create new experiences for people who are looking to get things done in VR and beyond.
At Connect last year, we spoke about the potential for creative people to work in true 3D. And next year, we're going to have a great option for that. Autodesk is updating their collaborative design review app to take advantage of the new possibilities unlocked by the Quest Pro.
And Adobe is also working to help people get more done in VR. Next year, they'll begin releasing a suite of apps for professional 3D creators, designers, and artists, from collaborative design reviews to Substance 3D Modeler using Quest Pro's controllers. And there's one more partnership that I want to highlight today that I think is going to be really important to the future of the metaverse.
Yeah, I know you've got a special guest lined up to talk about this one, so I'll leave you to it. Have fun.
All right, yeah, I'm excited for this. Thanks, Angela. Microsoft has been at the heart of work and computing since the earliest days, and they're one of the many companies across our industry that are now building the future of the metaverse. And as Quest Pro makes new kinds of work possible in VR, I'm really excited to be able to work with them. So to talk more about this, I'm here with Microsoft's chairman and CEO, Satya Nadella. Hi, Satya.
Hi, Mark. It's great to be here with you, and congrats on the Meta Quest Pro.
Thanks. I'm glad we can finally share this with the world. Now, we knew early on that we wanted this to be a great device for getting work done, and working with Microsoft is a big part of making that happen. Do you want to share a little bit more about what we're working on together?
Sure. I mean, as you said, at Microsoft, we're incredibly excited about the metaverse and how digital and physical worlds are coming together and transforming everything from telehealth to remote maintenance to gaming, and of course, the way we do work. We're taking an approach to ensure that our software can benefit users on all their favorite devices. And that's why I'm so thrilled about what we're announcing today and how we're bringing together the power of many of our most popular productivity tools with the new VR devices you're announcing.
Yeah, so the main reason that we're in this space is that we think that VR can be very powerful for social connection. And with the Quest Pro, we want to bring more of that into the work context as well, where Microsoft already has some incredibly successful products in the market. So why don't we start there?
No, absolutely, Mark. Microsoft Teams is the most ubiquitous advanced platform for work today, and it's becoming essential to how hundreds of millions of people meet, call, chat, collaborate, and do business. And so we're clearly going through a once-in-a-lifetime change in how we work, and every organization today is looking for new ways to reconnect, re-energize their workforce at home, in the office, and everywhere in between. And that's why we are bringing Microsoft Teams immersive meeting experience to Meta Quest in order to give people new ways to connect with each other. You can connect, share, collaborate as though you were together in person. And in the future, you'll be able to use other avatars, including Meta avatars, in immersive experiences in Teams meetings too. Just think about how powerful whiteboarding or brainstorming or even Teams meetups can be in this space.
Another piece of this is that we're working on enabling Horizon workrooms for Teams. So people will be able to join a Teams meeting directly from workrooms. And we think that this kind of cross-device, cross-screen experience will be the foundation of the virtual office of the future. But this goes beyond Teams. Another big piece of your work platform is coming to Quest, right?
No, that's absolutely right. We've been thinking about how to bring the power of Microsoft 365 and Windows 365 to 3D spaces to really help drive productivity and enable you to create, communicate, and collaborate in completely new ways. So with Microsoft 365 coming to Quest, you'll be able to interact with sort of content from all your favorite productivity apps, right? Whether it's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, giving you even more flexibility in how you collaborate and get work done. And with Windows 365 coming to Quest, you'll have a new way to securely stream the entire Windows experience, including all the personalized apps, content, settings to your VR device with the full power of Windows and Windows applications.
So this is going to be great for anyone who wants to build out their virtual office on Quest Pro. So you'll have a great Microsoft Teams experience through VR, a way to join Teams meetings and workrooms, and you'll have the whole Microsoft 365 suite available too. And for bigger companies who want to roll out VR devices to their employees, we've also got some great news.
Yes, absolutely. Being able to manage and secure all devices connecting to your network is absolutely crucial for any business. And that's just as true for a VR headset as it is for a smartphone or a laptop. Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Intune in combination will support MetaQuest and MetaQuest Pro. This means companies that want to provision these devices can be confident that all security and management options they expect from PCs and mobile devices will carry over to VR.
Now, there's one final aspect of our partnership that I want to talk about, and that's gaming.
That's absolutely right, Mark. I'm really excited about gaming. When you step back, one thing we have learned is how immersive experiences in gaming can help create real community and connection. In fact, many people are already playing our most popular games like Flight Simulator and Minecraft in VR today. And with xCloud Gaming, you can stream hundreds of games to any device, allowing you to connect with gamers in all new ways, whether they're right next to you or sitting on the other side of the world. And we're partnering to bring the service to MetaQuest Store. You'll be able to play 2D games with your Xbox controller projected on a massive screen on Quest. It's early days, but we're excited for what's to come. Who knows, the next time we talk, maybe we'll be playing Flight Simulator together in VR.
I'm down for that. All right, thanks so much for joining us today, Satya, and thanks for the partnership.
Thank you, Mark.
And there's another element of this relationship that we want to talk about today that's going to play a big part in how businesses begin deploying VR. Accenture has spent the past few years changing how they work. They've been rolling out new technologies like virtual reality to their workforce to accelerate this shift. And they're helping other businesses make this change too. In fact, they work with 3/4 of the companies in the Fortune Global 500, so they have a pretty big impact on how many businesses work. And now, Accenture's chair and CEO, Julie Sweet, is going to join me to talk more about what's coming next. Hey, Julie.
Hi, Mark. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. Accenture is one of the world's biggest employers, and you've been growing rapidly over the last few years.
It's been a transformative period for us. We now have more than 700,000 people around the world. Even prior to the pandemic, we were probably the largest global company with a truly remote workforce. And we saw the potential for new technology to support the way we work. So in 2019, we started working with Microsoft to imagine a virtual space where our people could get together. Obviously, this became even more important in 2020. And since then, we've deployed 60,000 Quest 2 headsets. And we have transformed our onboarding process, welcoming over 150,000 people onto our virtual campus that we call the Nth Floor, which we believe is the largest enterprise use of the metaverse. This provides a more dynamic immersion for our new team members, and our research shows a far more memorable one. People retain up to 1/3 more information when it's within an immersive experience.
Watching what you've been doing at your scale has been impressive. And we think that working in the metaverse will let you do things that aren't possible with distributed teams today. And bringing together hardware, software, and services is going to be the first step.
Absolutely, Mark. We believe that the metaverse will not only change how people work, it will also profoundly change every part of every business. reinventing how you interact with customers, what products and services you offer, how you make and distribute them, and how you engage with your people, from employee onboarding and training to collaboration and personal productivity. And VR will play a huge role.
Yeah, VR has been especially useful for training, and that's going to get even better with mixed reality. And we're excited to work with you on more use cases and to talk about the next stage of our partnership.
We're excited too. After what we've learned, we know there's a huge opportunity for our clients. Now we'll be partnering with Meta and Microsoft to help businesses create new experiences in the metaverse at scale. This is a perfect trifecta. The advances in Meta's visionary hardware and software, coupled with the integration with Microsoft's market-leading technology and Accenture's unmatched expertise, bringing the best of tech to industry to create practical, real-world uses and unlock tangible value. This will be game-changing for scaling the metaverse in the enterprise. The future of work is starting now.
Yeah, we want our devices to be easy for companies of all sizes to buy, deploy, and use. Next year, we'll launch Quest for Business, which is currently in beta. It's a subscription bundle for Quest 2 and now Quest Pro that includes a suite of features like work accounts, device and application management, premium support, and more. Quest for Business will also unlock access to integrations like we just announced with Microsoft, as well as others in the future. It's going to be priced to suit the needs of different businesses, and we're going to be sharing more details over the coming months.
This is exactly what companies want and need to make the metaverse and VR for work a reality. As one of the largest users of Microsoft technologies and Quest 2 headsets for business, we've seen firsthand the impact on how they can change the way you do business. And we're looking forward to further integrating and shaping the many ways enterprises adopt them at scale. This collaboration is a very exciting opportunity for our three companies to bring the future to life for enterprises, businesses, and our customers.
And this is just the start. This has the potential to accelerate the future of work for so many enterprises. Thanks so much for joining us, Julie.
Thanks, Mark.
Now, we've spoken a lot about how Quest Pro opens up new possibilities for work, but that's far from the only thing it's going to enable. Now, we can't wait to see what kind of experiences developers will be able to build with mixed reality. Take Beat Saber. It's already one of the most popular VR games of all time. And now imagine what it'll be like when you can turn wherever you are into a Beat Saber arena. So the Beat Games team put together a little demo. You a glimpse of what's possible. And because we want everyone to be able to create things for the metaverse, not just professional developers, we're working on creator tools as well. Hundreds of thousands of creators already use Spark AR to build AR effects on Facebook and Instagram. They have years of experience blending the physical and digital worlds, which is a core part of the metaverse. So starting today, we're giving creators the ability to build interactive 3D objects in Spark Studio and begin testing them in mixed reality with the Spark player. With virtual worlds becoming accessible across all your devices, with Quest Pro bringing mixed reality to the world, and with the future of work emerging in the metaverse, we have a lot to build in the coming years. Now, to find out what's next on the roadmap, we're going to need to shift gears. So if you're joining us in VR, hold tight, and I'll see you in a sec. Hey, we're here together in Horizon, and this is the first time that we've done this at Connect. And this is a preview of our next generation of avatars. They're so much more expressive and detailed than anything else today, and they have this unique meta style to them. Now, it's a lot of work to build AI to auto-generate these for billions of people, and then give everyone the tools to make sure that your avatar feels like your own. But I'm excited to start rolling these out later next year on phones, VR headsets, and more. So, while I'm excited for this next generation of avatars, we are also seeing a lot of developers and partners building great experiences with our current generation of avatars as well. So now, let's meet up with Igarim, who leads our avatars work, to discuss the latest on our avatars and what you can do with them. Hey, Igarim.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, want to update everyone on the latest with the avatars ecosystem?
Yes, we have so many exciting things going on. Our first milestone is making it so you could use your avatar across all of our apps and in VR. The new Meta Account Center, it already allows you to have one or multiple avatars, so you could show up however you want. And if you have one avatar you really like, you can now easily sync it across all the apps and in Horizon.
Nice. All right, let's talk a bit more about the integrations that we're building for the apps.
Already see avatars showing up in stickers, stories, comments, and more across Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and in the future, WhatsApp. And we're working on bringing them more to life through animation and to more places like, for example, Reels. We want you to be able to use avatars anywhere you want to express yourself.
And we're also bringing avatars to video chat.
That's right. Starting with Messenger and WhatsApp, if you want, you'll be able to show up as an avatar. It's going to add a whole new dimension to video chat.
Yeah, I think avatars in video chat are going to be like this third mode between video on and video off. You can still express yourself and react, but you're not on camera, so it's kind of like a better camera off mode.
Yeah, we're working on this now and expect to launch it next year.
And in virtual reality, there's already head and hand positions, so your avatar moves and sounds like you. And now we want to bring that to phones and computers too, using cameras and microphones. So if you wink at your phone, your avatar on your phone should wink too.
Making your avatar work across all kinds of devices and apps truly creates continuity across experiences.
Yeah, you should be able to take your avatar and virtual goods everywhere that you go.
Absolutely. There are already dozens of apps on Quest that support Meta avatars, and we're building partnerships so you can use your avatar across lots of different experiences. And in fact, today we're announcing partnership with Zoom that will let you show up as your avatar on Zoom calls.
So to make this easier, we're extending the Meta Avatars SDK to iOS and Android on Unity. And I'm also excited to share that the Meta Avatar SDK will soon support Unreal Engine and virtual reality too. These expansions will make it a lot easier for more developers to start building meta avatars into your apps.
Yes, we're testing this with a small group of partners now and plan to release this more broadly next year.
Yeah, so right now, a lot of developers are building their own avatar systems since the tools that you can import are pretty basic. But over the next year or two, as all these new tools and styles become available, and as the hundreds of people that we have working on avatars keep improving the system, I just think that more and more developers are going to find building with our interoperable avatar stack will offer a much simpler and better experience. And speaking of making it easy to add new styles, we have some news about the Avatar Store too.
The Avatar Store is launching in VR later this year, so you'll be able to shop for virtual clothing in VR. We're joining with a bunch of partners across sports, entertainment, and more. You're going to start seeing a lot more of your favorite familiar brands. These integrations, they're going to be pretty awesome. And later this year, keep a lookout in the Avatar Store for new outfit releases from Netflix.
Giving people more ways to express themselves through digital clothing will help kickstart the marketplace for interoperable digital goods. So if you buy a sweater, you're going to want to be able to wear that on your avatar no matter what app you're using. So we're going to see more creators, developers, and brands experimenting with this. And beyond clothes, we're also improving the core avatars themselves across the whole family of apps.
Mark, I'm sure you've seen the new face shapes we introduced earlier this year, as well as cochlear implants, over-the-ear hearing aids, and wheelchairs.
Yeah, and we have some big improvements to representation coming too, with more options for body types, as well as shaders for more realistic skin. There's one more feature coming soon that's probably the most requested feature on our roadmap. Legs.
Legs! I know you've been waiting for this.
I think everyone has been waiting for this. But seriously, the legs are hard, which is why other virtual reality systems don't have them either. And the perceptual science behind this is actually quite interesting. And we discovered early on that your brain is a lot more willing to accept a rendering of a part of you as long as it's accurately positioned. But if it's rendered in the wrong place, then it just feels terrible and it breaks the whole feeling of presence and immersion. So that's why we started off showing just controllers, but not your whole arms.
Yeah, if the system showed my elbow in the wrong place, it would feel like my arm was broken.
Yeah, but as we got better at tracking and predicting your arm position, then we can add your whole arms to the avatar stack in addition to your hands. And now we're doing the same with legs.
And now we're getting ready to launch the first full-body avatars.
Yeah, so with standalone virtual reality headsets, understanding your leg position is surprisingly difficult because of occlusion. So if your legs are under a desk or if your arms block your view of them, then your headset can't see them directly and you need to build an AI model to predict your whole body position.
And this really needs to work reliably, so it just feels natural.
Yeah, so that's why we're going to bring legs to Horizon first. And we're going to keep bringing them to more and more experiences over time as we improve our technology stack.
And we will bring new tech that lets developers implement custom avatar actions and behaviors for the experiences they want to create. That's coming next year, too. And I'm looking forward to seeing what all of you will build.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, Igaram.
We have a lot to do, so I'll see you in the next review.
Great. See ya. Avatars are going to be central to how we express ourselves in the future. And this is a unique opportunity to build some really interesting things at the intersection of expression, social interaction, creation, and commerce. With Horizon Worlds and Workrooms, we're already starting to see early glimpses of what this social metaverse could look like. Just check out some of the things that are happening already. Creators are building social spaces like the Soapstone Comedy Club, The Stew, a hip-hop recording studio, Nope World, and a whole lot more. And as this social-first platform takes shape, we're thinking about the virtual space that you'll call home. When you first put on your VR headset or open Horizon, you're going to land in your own personal space, somewhere that you can design and decorate and make your own, invite your friends to hang out, get work done, or just relax and use it to jump into any experience. All right, now let's take a look at what's next. With Quest Pro, our next generation avatars, and Horizon Worlds, we're making good progress on two of the most powerful windows into the metaverse: virtual reality for full immersion and mixed reality for blending physical and virtual worlds. Looking towards the future, the last set of experiences that need to get built is augmented reality, where you see digital objects overlaid perfectly on the world around you. Now, the fundamental technologies across the stack to build full augmented reality glasses are coming together. The waveguide displays, sensors, silicon, AI, and more. I've seen a lot of these pieces working in the lab, and it's awesome. Now, I think that this is some of the most amazing technology in existence right now, and it's going to be really neat to see it come together into products over the next few years. Other pieces are coming along nicely too, like our Spark software that's already being used by creators to build AR experiences that more than 750 million people engage with monthly in our mobile apps. And developers are going to be able to start building a lot more mixed reality experiences on the path to full AR using Quest Pro. Now, one thing that makes AR so hard is that the form factor needs to be something that you wear outside, around other people, and potentially all day long. And that's different from where VR is today. Glasses need to be relatively small to look and feel good. So we're approaching building augmented reality glasses from two different angles. The first is building out all the technology we need for full AR glasses and then working to fit it into the best glasses form factor we can. The second approach is starting with the ideal form factor and working to fit more and more technology into it over time. And we took our first step forward on this last year when we partnered with EssilorLuxottica to introduce Ray-Ban Stories. Ray-Ban Stories are our first ever smart glasses. You can take photos and videos, share them to Instagram, listen to music, or even take phone calls. But what sets them apart is the design of these glasses that people already know and love. Now, this is just the first product to come from our partnership. And to talk more about what's coming, let's catch up with Rocco Basilico, the Chief Wearables Officer at EssilorLuxottica. Hey Rocco, great to see you again.
Great to be back, Mark. Ray-Ban Stories had a fantastic first year. With Meta, we introduced a beautiful pair of glasses with superpowers.
And we keep launching new software updates to make the product even better.
Soon we are launching the ability to call or text on Ray-Ban Stories with your existing phone number, so you can stay connected and stay in the moment hands-free. We are also rolling out Spotify Tap Playback, so you can listen to music on your glasses more easily. You can tap and hold on the side of your glasses to play Spotify. And if you want to hear something else, tap and hold again and Spotify will recommend something new.
And you also keep launching new designs.
Yes, we have added more style, lens and color combination, including transition lenses for all the use that go from clear to dark in seconds.
So this is the first product that we built together, but we've got bigger plans. So do you want to give a hint of where we're going?
Well, we are working together on a new set of glasses to build a portal to the metaverse. It's an exciting multi-year project.
And this is different from what we're already doing with Project Nazare.
We view our partnership with Meta as a deep long-term partnership. Together, we will help bring augmented reality to life with beautiful design.
All right, thanks, Rocco. I'm really grateful for our partnership. A lot of the underlying technology for the future of computing is still in the research phase, but we have working demos of this stuff and it's pretty mind-blowing. And it wouldn't be Connect if we didn't share some of that with you. So let's start with one of the technologies that we think is going to be really important for the future. I've talked a lot about neural interfaces in our research on EMG before, and we now have a working demo that lets you control an AR or VR device with motor neuron signals. Now, I'm not going to show you the headset this year, but here's what I'm seeing while I'm using this. Just the gentlest flick of my thumb to check my messages, and with another quick movement, I can answer while I'm on the move, or I can even take a photo. Now, the goal here is to make these interfaces faster, higher bandwidth, and a lot more natural. All right, so to close us out today, let's check in with Michael to talk about our progress here and what still needs to get solved. Hey.
Hi, Mark. The future that all that new technology is creating is one that will change the world every bit as much as personal computing and mobile did.
Yeah, and a big part of this is going to be building next-generation interfaces, like the neural interface EMG demo that we just showed.
That's right. And there's an important lesson to be learned from personal computing. What we saw there was that the interface to the digital world, the graphical user interface, was what defined the user experience and opened up new possibilities. Our challenge is that GUIs just can't do the job for glasses that have to work in all the situations we encounter in the course of a day, so we need something radically new.
In addition to new interfaces, we're also going to need a whole layer that can sense and reconstruct the world around you, understand the context in which you're using these devices, and also just help you get things done when you have these digital capabilities mixed with the physical world. And this is really the job for AI.
Yes. In the long run, I'm confident that the most powerful way to interact with the metaverse will be through personalized AI. Thanks to the glasses, AI will be able to understand your context and will use that to help you proactively. Ideally, so seamlessly that you won't even notice. Now, combine that with electromyography technology, EMG, which uses the neuromuscular signals through your wrist directly as inputs, and you have an intuitive, almost frictionless interface. This will be the first truly human-centered interface. And a big part of that is that you won't have to learn how to use a rigid control scheme. Instead, the machine will learn and adapt to you as you use it. In neuroscience, this concept is known as co-adaptation. And what that means to all of us is that by combining machine learning with neuroscience, this future interface will work with each user to adapt to their unique differences in physiology, sizes, preferences, and expectations. Here, you can see two people playing an arcade game with EMG. They're both using the same gesture, but because no two people are exactly alike, they do it in slightly different ways. The neural interface continuously gets better over time at understanding each person. The potential for co-adaptation extends beyond normal gestures into some truly novel territory. Here, the algorithm is learning in real time how to respond to the EMG signals the person is sending with only the slightest of hand movements. The system is recognizing the actions the person has decided to perform by decoding those signals at their wrist and translating them into digital commands. And now, the person is able to communicate their intended actions to the computer with almost no hand movement. This is a genuine transformation in the way we interact with the digital world.
Yeah, this has the potential to redefine a lot of how we interact with computers. You know, if you think about the step change in capability that came with the mouse and graphical user interface, this should be another big step beyond that in speed and the bandwidth of our interfaces. And you know, this is one of the wildest projects I think that we're working on.
These future interfaces will be truly life-changing. An example that I love is Carnegie Mellon University's NavCog project to help the visually impaired. Our Project ARIA research classes can 3D map their surroundings, so CMU used them to build phone maps that enable the visually impaired to navigate more confidently indoors, where GPS signals often don't reach. Here's a look at how this works.
For years, I've gotten around with the assistance of my guide dog, Flirt. I love and depend on her dearly, but a guide dog is not a navigation system.
Juice bar is on your right.
NavCog can change that.
There is a ramp, 140 feet.
What we're working on is a turn-by-turn assistive technology that we've developed at Carnegie Mellon University. We teamed up with Reality Labs and Meta and started using their Project ARIA research classes to build a 3D map of the Pittsburgh International Airport. The maps help the user figure out where they are without having to rely so heavily on external beacons. This is huge because it makes NavCog scalable.
NavCog gives me the freedom to go where I need to go.
You have arrived.
It really helps me regain my independence.
All right, so this is a great example of how, when you're building these systems that are oriented around people and how we experience the world, it opens up all of these new avenues to help us do more. Because it turns out that the things that you need to do to model reality, like being able to sense the world around you and understand the context for how it all fits together, that's the same thing that you need to augment human capabilities too.
Macular degeneration runs in my family, so I may actually be using the fruits of this research myself one day. Helping the hearing impaired is also on the horizon, and that's another thing that runs in my family. I didn't set out to build glasses for my future self, but it does seem to be working out that way. There's so much more that the interface of the future will bring us, like the ability to right-click on a real object to find out information about it, control our devices without looking down, and get proactive assistance from a personalized digital assistant. We will one day be using this interface to do everything we do now, but more easily, plus a ton of things we haven't even thought of that we'll consider indispensable.
Yeah, so one example is being able to build and manipulate complex 3D objects. And this is central to the metaverse, but it's hard to build 3D objects from scratch. It's much quicker and easier to just use physical objects as templates.
Today, there's no easy way to do that. So we're researching two different technologies to solve that problem. The first one uses machine learning-based neural radiance fields to reconstruct the appearance of a 3D object from multiple 2D images taken at different angles. This method can reproduce even the finest details of an object.
All right, so we're gonna scan Teddy, not just because he's super cute, but also because he's got the right dimensions and level of detail for what we're trying to replicate. So here's how it works. So we just scan him on the phone. And that's about it. Right now, this takes some processing time, so we got it ready beforehand so we could check it out. Oh, wow. The level of detail in this is impressive. You can kind of see all these fine elements of it, like each individual strand of its hair. And you can even see through the semi-transparent bow tie that he has on. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful reproduction. The second technology captures geometry and appearance directly.
So here we used a different technique called inverse rendering to scan an object into its digital twin and then bring it into augmented and virtual reality. And it responds dynamically to the lighting in the VR environment. And when you throw it in the air against a wall, or if you bounce it off the ground, it's going to respond the same way that the physical object would. So we used Spark to put the virtual object next to the physical one here. They're almost identical.
Neither approach is real-time yet, and each has its limitations. But the goal is to let you quickly and easily make physical objects a part of your virtual world. Of course, the most interesting virtual elements of all are other people in the form of avatars. And as you mentioned earlier, avatars will come in a variety of styles, but One thing I know for sure is that avatars that are photorealistic representations of users would be the most powerful remote connection technology that has ever existed. They would create genuine social presence in the sense of making you feel, at a gut level, like you are literally with other people, and would span personal distances in a way video conferencing can only dream of.
This is one reason we believe the metaverse is going to be by far the most social computing platform. It's fundamentally about people and about being with people. So we're going to be able to teleport anywhere and be with anyone no matter how far apart we physically are. And I think that this is the ultimate goal of social technology. And you're right, one of the keys that will unlock this is avatars that truly represent us.
So, last year, we showed you early progress on full-body codec avatars.
Yeah, and what sets codec avatars apart from other high-quality avatars that you might have seen is that they're fully drivable. So that means that they're not limited to preset movements or expressions. This is an avatar that you can control live in real time with no need to render or export video. So it can photorealistically reproduce individual people rather than just generic characters that artists designed.
Of course, securing your avatar will be critical. We're already thinking about things like encryption and tying your avatar to an authenticated account. But beyond privacy, we've continued to develop this technology. For example, it's now possible to change your virtual outfit whenever you want. Cool as that is, it's the face, expressions, eye contact, slight motions that is most quintessentially human. We're putting a lot of research into making the faces of our codec avatars truer to our physical forms. Mark, do you want to show us the latest in codec faces?
Yeah, definitely. Last year during our visit to the lab in Redmond, I saw the second generation of our codec avatars. So these second generation avatars are pretty amazing, right? They're much closer to how you might want to show up in a setting like a work meeting. So I made one of myself. Now we've made them a lot more expressive. And not just simple things like looking left, right, up, down, but also the nonverbal cues that we rely on to communicate with each other and understand tone. Things like raising an eyebrow, squinting, widening my eyes, or scrunching my nose. These avatars are way better at capturing those subtleties that define physical interactions. They're just much more natural. And being able to control the lighting on the avatars adds another dimension of life to them. When we move the light around, you can see how it interacts with my hair, or reflects on my skin, and you can even see it in my eyes. Now, these are awesome, but they also take a really long time to generate. So we're working on something that's a lot quicker for people to use. And we've made a lot of progress with what we call instant avatars. So here's Autumn from our RL Labs team doing a demo of the process to show exactly what goes into this.
These are much quicker and easier to make. All you need for the scan is your phone, and you can pretty much do this anywhere with reasonable lighting. She scans her face from different angles with a neutral expression for about 30 seconds, then spends another minute and a half making a variety of expressions. And that's really all there is to it.
Hi guys, my 3D avatar is ready for use in my phone or VR. It just took a few hours to generate after my scan, and the team's working on making that processing a whole lot faster. Now, obviously, this isn't the same quality as you just saw with the 2.0 codec avatars. However, they're still pretty expressive and realistic. We're putting a whole lot of effort into developing these so anyone can easily create their own high-quality, realistic avatar for themselves.
All right, thanks, Autumn. Now, this is some of the most inspiring stuff that I feel like we get to work on. So it's great that we're at the stage now where the research foundations that we've laid over the past years are really starting to show up in real products.
For sure. There's still plenty left to do, and everything we've just talked about is still research. It may or may not end up in our products, but it's definitely a glimpse of where technology is headed. Thanks, Mark.
All right, so that just about wraps Connect 2022. Last year, we laid out our vision for the future. And this year, we're taking another big step on the path to get there. What we shared today is the first move towards the 200 million people who get new PCs every year, one day working in the metaverse. We're still early in this journey. The products that we showed today are a part of a roadmap that extends far into the future. Quest for consumers, Quest Pro for work and people who want the best VR experience that we can build today, and Ray-Ban Stories for smart glasses. And there are going to be more releases in each of these lines in the years to come, as well as whole new categories of products built for augmented reality and neural interfaces. This is an exciting time to be working on the metaverse. We're investing in this because we believe that there's massive potential here, and we want to bring the best engineers, developers, artists, and like-minded partners together to help build this future. We're at the beginning of a new era in computing. Major shifts like this don't come around that often, but we're starting to see one now, and it's going to shape how people connect for decades to come. I want to discuss two values that we believe in deeply that you can expect us to bring to this work. The first is putting people at the center of everything we build. We believe that the next computing platform has the potential to be more social and more human than anything that's come before, if we build it correctly. That's why so much of what we've shown today is about improving how we connect and interact, building out Horizon as social infrastructure for the metaverse, prioritizing hardware that supports facial expressions and eye contact, creating new ways for people to meet and collaborate at work, designing new avatars and photorealistic avatars. These are things that you prioritize if you're focused on helping people connect. So while the underlying technology is pretty inspiring by itself, the reason that we're in this is because it can bring you closer to other people. This is our company's DNA. It's in every service we build. Your friends on Facebook, your followers on Instagram, your family on WhatsApp. It's always about people. And that's how we hope to build the metaverse too. The second value is openness. In every generation of computing, there's been an open ecosystem and a closed ecosystem. There was Windows and Mac, then Android and iOS. Closed ecosystems focus on tight control and integration to create unique experiences and lock-in, although most of that value ends up flowing to the platform over time. Open ecosystems create value and grow through many companies working together, developers having lots of choices, and ultimately more people sharing in the upside of what is created. An interesting thing about the history of computing is that different models have won out in different periods. It's not predetermined which will be the primary one this time around. But as someone who has experience building under both models, I strongly believe that an open, interoperable metaverse built by many different developers and companies is going to be better for everyone. As you can see today from all of the different partners that we're working with, I see our role as not just helping to build this open ecosystem, but making sure that the open ecosystem wins out in this next generation of the internet. Philosophically, we've always been about building in the open. We'd rather show the progress we're making and talk about the challenges we're still working through. We don't have all the answers because some of them just don't exist yet. We're all on this journey together. So if you care about technology and how it can help us connect, if you want to help build a world where we can all experience things that haven't been possible before, if you believe in a future where we can all do more and be more present, then I hope that you're just as excited as I am. So thank you for being a part of this journey, and we'll see you again soon. By itself, the reason that
Let me know if anyone out there can hear me. I'm guessing you can't. Oh, you can hear me. Good. Well, it's over. I'm trying to see if I can go back and find the quest part, but what happened was my Streamlabs crashed, and so now I can't like pull my camera back up or change the video. So I'm hoping this will let me at least go back and rewatch parts of the live stream, but it looks like it's not going to. So I guess we just have to leave Mark's face up here while we chat about this real quick. So Basically, we finally got the announcement we were hoping for with the Quest Pro, $1,500, which is a ton, which means, yeah, this is really going to be for businesses only. Barely anyone's going to buy this for gaming, except people who really want that experience. But I mean, most people who are going to spend $1,000 are going to probably get a PC headset. That's a ton of money. We didn't see anything about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which is hugely disappointing to me, and I kind of wonder if that means it's done for. Maybe they pulled it. I don't know. I can't stop laughing when I look at Mark's face here on the screen. Oh, and I can't do anything about it. It's just stuck there. We did get some game announcements, at least for like when stuff is coming out, but it wasn't really games we didn't know were coming. I guess Iron Man is coming to Quest, but we had Iron Man on PSVR, and it looks like Iron Man it's from the same company that developed it for PSVR, so it's probably just a revamped game for Quest 2. It's probably not a totally new Iron Man game, which it was a cool enough game, but I found it got pretty repetitive pretty quickly, so it's not huge. Among Us and Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2 got dates. They're both coming out basically within the next month. Yeah. There was some really cool stuff there at the end about accessibility and what they're doing, but overall, I definitely thought they should have led with more of that stuff than that like long talk about the future of the metaverse. Like, people are just waiting for that part to go away and get to the real announcements. As far as I know, I haven't been real closely watching it today, but I am curious if other channels are now allowed to show off if they have these. I don't know if they have them. I don't know if anybody has one in hand yet, but I'm wondering if people are going to start showing them off today. So I'm just seeing if any. So I see 53 minutes ago an early hands-on review. So yeah, it looks like, yep, 56 minutes ago. Basically, channels were allowed to drop a video a half hour into it, probably when they reveal it. So some channels have already dropped it. So we don't have one yet. Hopefully we'll be getting one in the next few weeks. But yeah, some people were, it looks like, invited to get theirs early, but it was a very limited quantity. So I don't have one. I'm hoping to have one by the end of the month. But if you want to see some hands-on, some other channels do have them. But yeah, that price, I know what you mean. Michael, that price is so much. Yep, Engadget. I would definitely go check out Engadget. They usually do really good in-depth stuff. I'm hoping we'll probably get ours around launch if we're getting one. So probably be a couple weeks. There'll probably be a lot more coverage in the meantime. You can check out other channels. So that's definitely a little disappointing that we can't get our hands on it. But, you know, what can you do? I think they're pretty limited, which makes me concerned that they may not be super easy to get in the beginning either. Yeah, I think that there may have been a couple more people, more YouTubers in EU that got them than here. And then I know that there may be some events that start showing them off a little more readily now that they've been revealed. So if you're going to any sort of conventions or anything in the next few weeks, hopefully we'll start to see them there. Meta wants money. Their company, like all companies, they want money. But yeah, I'm super disappointed Streamlabs froze here on us and we can't do anything about the video or the camera or anything. But but hey, what can you do? If it drops by 1,000, I might consider. Yeah, that's where I think this is really going to lend to the Quest 3 being a much bigger deal, because the Quest 3 will still probably be in that $500 to $600 price range, hopefully, and it'll be much more powerful in the Quest 2. It'll be aimed at gamers, so this is really for businesses. But as soon as I get my hands on one, I'll show it off to you as best as I can, tell you what I think about it. But it's hard even now to think that I would consider recommending this to anyone who's going to game on it when it's that much money. That is a ton of money. It would have to be worlds above the Quest 2, and from what we've seen so far, I don't think it's going to be worlds above it. Yeah. I think the Beat Saber hinted at a League of Legends music pack. Well, Chemical, I don't know if that was the case, or maybe who is singing that might have been more of what they were cluing into. But yeah, is it 4K? They said it's 37% more pixels, which I mean, technically they say that the Quest is 4K because it's 2K per eye. I'm so sorry. I guess now y'all just going to have to be looking at a black screen here because of Streamlabs. So I'll probably sign off here pretty soon. There is some other videos, though, you can go check out. I'm actually going to go probably check out some of the Meta Quest Pro videos, the hands-on and stuff myself. So I definitely recommend you all go do that today and learn a little bit more. But I mean, that price, people will watch the videos to learn about it, but that price, I feel like very few people are actually going to buy it. Will the Pico 4 come to us? I hope so. I'm hoping to get my hands on one, but I don't know. They may not get it over here anytime soon is what it looks like. Yeah, the avatar stuff was pretty cool that they were showing that will allow people, you know, who want to stay anonymous but do like TikTok stuff and stuff too. Yeah. Yeah, so I want to say thank you to everybody. That was the most people we've ever had in a stream by far, which is really cool. I'm going to go catch up with John. We got some other random surprises that came in this week for the Quest 2, so we'll keep getting videos out to all of you. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to actually get hands-on and share with all of you, but at that price, it's just like, well, I'll show you it, but I don't know who's going to buy it. That's so much money. If it'd been $1,000 would have been more reasonable. But thank you everybody for being here today. Seriously, this was it's always entertaining being here with all of you, because I like that everybody here is, you know, willing to watch and enjoy it, but also to keep a realistic view of what's really going on and not drink too much Kool-Aid. So thanks so much, everybody. I'll talk to y'all later, and I will see you.